Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So Imam Razi in his Tafsir al-Kabir made this comment about reason and evidence, which I thought was interesting. And he makes this comment on Ayah 111, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وقالوا لن يدخل الجنة إلا من كان هودا أو نصارى تلك أمانيهم قل هاتوا برهانكم إن كنتم صادقين. So this is about the claims attributed to Jews and the Christians. And I'm not concerned here about this particular claim, but the ayah finishes with Kul hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqin. Bring your evidence if you are truthful. Bring your evidence if you are truthful. And Imam Razi makes this little comment on this part, Kul hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqin, which I was interested in. I'm interested in at the moment. Say al-mas'alatu thaniya. دلت الآية على أن المدعي سواء ادعى نفيا أو إثباتا فلا بد له من الدليل والبرهان، وذلك من أصدق الدلائل على بطلان القول بالتقليد. قال الشاعر من ادعى شيئا بلا شاهد لا بد أن تبطل دعواه. So let's look at this. So Quran says, "Kul hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqin." So, roughly speaking, bring your evidence. Burhan means evidence. Bring your evidence if you are truthful in your claim, in bracket. So this in your claim is obviously employed in the sentence rather than explicitly mentioned. So Imam Razi on this says that this ayah, Dalat al-ayah, so it follows from this ayah. It's talking about claims and claimants. So Imam Razi says that it follows from this ayah that any claimant, whether his or her claim is positive or negative, must provide evidence. Doesn't matter the claimant is Muslim or non-Muslim. If you make a claim, positive or negative, you must provide an evidence for their claim. Otherwise, your claim is baseless. otherwise your claim is baseless. And a baseless claim in Arabic languages, that's what called amani. In this ayah, Quran said these are their baseless claim, amani, which is plural of umniya. Tamanni comes from the same root, and in a lot of Muslim languages, like in Urdu, we have tamanna, which means tamanna is your wish. Yeah. So amani are all any claims which are baseless are amani or umniya or tamanni in this context, obviously. And the must in this context is, I think, rational must. Obviously, there's no moral or reason necessarily to provide evidence. There might be, but in this context, it's the rational must. Because if you don't, then it means that you don't play by rational rules. You don't play by the rules of reason. Then anybody can make any claim they want. I'll come back to that. So that's Imam Razi. So to go back to the text, the ayah said, Kulhatu وَقَالُوا لَنْ يَدْخُلَ الْجَنَّةَ إِلَّا مَنْ كَانَ هُودًا أَوْ نَصَارَى. They claim that no one will enter the paradise except if he or she is a Jew or if he or she is a Christian. Obviously, these claims are made by the Jews and Christians respectively, and obviously this applies to only those Jews who makes this claim. So that's the basic of understanding Quran. It says Tilka maniyum, the God says that these are their claims, baseless claims. Baseless claim. Qul hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqin, bring your evidence if you are truthful in your claims. And Imam Razi says that dallatil ayah, this it follows from this ayah that any claimant, whether their claim is positive or negative, they must bring their evidence. And as we said, this must is the rational must. And positive and negative is important. This says that if I make a claim that it is raining outside, that's a positive claim. So I must provide a reason for this claim, which is relevant to the claim I'm making. So my claim is factual here, so my reason must be factual as well. But similarly, if I make a claim that it is not raining outside, that's the negative claim. And so both. And obviously we can go on and on about then claim can be implicit, explicit, it can be so that's not my intention to go into all these details. So to go back to Imam Razi's text, So he basically said that this ayah, it follows from this ayah that anyone who makes a claim, whether the claim is positive or negative, must provide evidence. And as I said, this must is rational must. And from there, Imam Razi make another point, which is more related to his own view, a specific view in Ilm al-Kalam. وذلك من أصدق الدلائل على بطلان القول بالتقليد. So he says that this is the most telling evidence for the error of those who say that people should do taqleed. And I'll come back to what taqleed is. And he quotes a poet. I don't know who the poet is. Man idda'a shay'an bila shahidin. Whoever claims anything without evidence, la budda an tabtul da'wah. So it must be that his claim must be wrong, or la tubtal da'wahu. His claim or his or her claim must be considered null. So what's this thing about the error of those who say that people should do taqleed? So Imam Razi goes on to say that this ayah, that bring your evidence, shows that those who say taqleed is the way are wrong. Why they are wrong? Why they are wrong? So for that we need to know what taqleed is. The Sayyid Sharif Jurjani, Sayyid al-Sanad al-Sharif Jurjani, in his Tarifat, his book on definition, defines taqleed as قبول قول الغير بلا حجة ولا دليل. So taqleed is to accept another person. So I'll just go here. So taqleed is to accept somebody's claim without evidence. So obviously if this is taqleed, then it comes under the same ayah where if somebody make a claim, they must ask for evidence. So making a claim and basing your action on a claim which is baseless, or you don't have evidence for that, if taqleed is that, then obviously it is an error, a grave error. But on the practical level, we can't specialize in every aspect of life. So everyone, even the scholars, must rely on the opinion of others. Without evidence, because It's not possible for everyone to understand the evidence in every field. So how do we square this contradiction? How do we square this contradiction? And Quran says that وَاسْفَسَأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. If you, firstly, it's obligatory on Muslim to seek knowledge for what is relevant to her, um, relevant to her, whether in her deen or dunya, both these are. But since on the practical level it's impossible for a person to know everything about everything relevant to her, that's why you can rely on the opinion of others. Obviously without evidence, in a sense, because you don't have an ability to assess the evidence. So that's like relying on the opinion of others. So what you do, Quran says, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. So ask the one who has knowledge. So you're still relying on the opinion of others without, but you have determined that this person has a knowledge in that relevant field. So that's why this is not the sort of taqleed which goes contradict this ayah, because at least you have chosen this person on the basis that he or she is an expert in her field. So it's like you are not a doctor. You can't assess what doctor says, but you go to the best doctor based on, you ask others and based on their reputation and other criteria. So the same applies to every other form of knowledge. So Imam Razi is correct that this ayah is in a telling evidence against the error of those who insist on taqleed. But that doesn't contradict following the opinion of experts if we aren't expert in that field. In fact, it is must on you to, obligatory on you to follow the opinion of those who know if you don't know, because basing your action on opinions without knowledge is haram. So that's how we can square Imam Razi's claim and the actual practical need of taqleed. I think we should stop here. I have some more stuff on this which I want to say, so we'll have to make another one on this. So let's go back to the text and finish it. So the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وقالوا لن يدخل الجنة إلا من كان هودا أو نصارى تلك أمانيهم قل هاتوا برهانكم إن كنتم صادقين. So the people, Jews say that nobody will enter Jannah, paradise, except the one who is Jew, and Christians say that too. And obviously it's only relates to those Jews and Christian who actually say that. Those Christian and Jews who don't say that, this doesn't apply to them, obviously. So Quran says, Tilka amanim, these are their baseless claims. Qul hatu burhanakum. Say to them, bring your evidence if you are truthful in your claim. And Imam Razi says on this ayah, al-masala as-saniya, the second masala, second problem. Dallat al-ayah, this ayah tells us that any claimant, whether a claim is negative or positive, must provide evidence. And Dalil and Burhan here are the same thing. And by Burhan, obviously, we don't mean logical syllogism as such, but evidence in general, depending on and relevant to the claim we are making. I'm saying that because al-Burhan in Arabic just mean evidence, but al-Burhan in terminologically in the terminology of logic, al-Burhan mean a specific type of syllogism. So we are not talking about syllogism, but Imam Razi might have meant that because he was big on logic and all those things. وذلك من أصدق الدلائل على بطلان القول بالتقليد. And Imam Razi said this is the most telling argument against the error of the people who claim that taqleed is a must. And then he quotes the poet who says that whoever makes a claim about anything without evidence, then their claim is null, and their claim is void. And we talked about all these things in detail, and there are some other things we need to talk. We'll talk in the next video, which hopefully will be much shorter.